Very good morning, class. So today once again we are going to continue with our fifth chapter, that is of business equation. Okay. So in the previous lecture we have seen how to write any business equation. So in this chapter, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the various type of the transactions. Okay, what will be the effect of all the transactions in our business equation. So stay focused. So first and the very important transaction we have, that is the business started with cash rupees 20,000 and machineries rupees 10,000. So in this question we are going to start our business by cash 20,000 and machinery 10,000. So total investment done by us, that is of 30,000. So this transaction will increase cash by 20,000 and same time it will increase machinery by the 10,000. So our assets, in the assets we have to increase two assets. First is cash 20,000 and machinery 10,000. At the same time it will help us to increase our capital by 30,000, because for the starting up of any business, whatever investment we do, that is called capital. Okay, so total capital will increase by 30,000. So it was first transaction. Then second transaction we have goods purchased in cash 5,000. So just imagine if we are running any business organization and in that we have purchased any goods for the selling purpose. So we have purchased goods in cash. So this transaction will decrease our cash by 5,000. Okay, but at the same time it will increase stock by 5,000. So the overall effect of this transaction, stock will increase, stock or we can say goods will increase by 5,000 and cash will be reduced by 5,000. Okay, so let's discuss next transaction. Goods purchased from Mohan in credit rupees 10,000. Again in this transaction we have purchased goods worth rupees 10,000, but this time it's a credit transaction. So definitely when you will purchase goods in credit, it will increase your goods or it will increase your stock. So your stock is going to increase, but the same time creditors, because suppliers to whom we used to purchase in credit, they are called our creditors or the supplier, they are also going to increase, क्योंकि हमको creditors को बाद में payment करना है तो वो amount भी increase हो जाएगा. So stock will increase by 10,000. At the same time, just because of the credit purchase, our creditors will increase in the business by 10,000. The next fourth transaction we have, that goods sold worth rupees 5,000 in cash. We are selling goods in cash. So just imagine what will be the effect of that transaction. Selling of goods in cash. So cash is going to increase by 5,000 rupees. But the same time our stock will also reduce by 5,000. Two effects are there. In the first effect, your cash is going to increase by 5,000 and your goods are going to decrease by 5,000. Okay. The next, goods sold to Ranjan Kumar worth rupees 5,000 on credit. In this transaction again we are going to sell goods to someone, but it's a credit transaction. Again when we will sold out goods, so in that case that selling, that transaction will reduce our stock. So this transaction is going to reduce our goods or stock by 5,000 rupees, but the same time it will increase debtors by 5,000. अब debtors कहाँ से आ गए? जब हम लोग क्रेडिट परचेज करते हैं तो क्रेडिटर्स क्रिएट होता है, क्रेडिट सेल करते हैं तो डेटर्स होता है. ओके, सो डेटर्स विल आल्सो इंक्रीज बाय 5,000 एंड डेटर्स कम्स अंडर द असेट. Next we have goods sold worth rupees 5,000 in cash, but the cost price of sold goods was 4,000. So let's check what is the effect. Sir, we are selling goods worth rupees 4,000, but we are selling that good in 5,000 rupees. So just after this transaction, just do imagination. So in this transaction we will get 5,000 as a cash. So the cash of the business will increase by 5,000. One thing. Second thing, our stock will reduce by 4,000. Question is there, sir, why stock will reduce by 4,000 only? Because whatever goods we are selling, the cost price of sold goods is 4,000. Every time our stock will reduce by the cost price, not by the selling price. But in the previous questions we have already deducted all the same price, because on that question cost price was not given. So we can assume that in what price we have sold out goods, that is equal to the cost price. So in this transaction, first thing, our cash will increase by 5,000, our stock will reduce by 4,000, and there is a difference of selling price and the cost price, and which is termed as profit. Okay, so every time whenever you will get profit, it will increase your capital. If there is loss, so definitely it will reduce your capital. So only one effect is there. Okay, the next question number 7, salary paid rupees 2,000. So once when you will pay off salary, it will reduce our cash. Okay, अगर check से pay करेंगे, so it will reduce our bank. So cash is going to decrease by 2,000 rupees. But all the expenses, all the income increases our capital, and all the expenses decreases our capital. So our capital will also reduce by 2,000. The next question number 8, additional capital introduced in the form of cash rupees 50,000. It's an additional capital which has been introduced in the business. So in the business organization, as the business point of view, if we are imagine, then 50,000 rupees as a cash that is entering into the business, so that is our increased value. So cash is going to increase by 50,000, and that is a kind of investment. So investment will also increase our capital. So cash and capital both will increase by the same figure, that is of 50,000. And the next, cash deposited into bank, same effect. Cash deposited into bank, it means bank balance is going to increase, bank amount is going to increase, but at the same time our cash balance is going to decrease. So in this transaction we have to decrease our cash by 10,000, and bank we have to increase by the 10,000. The next we have cash withdrawal from bank for office use rupees 5,000. We have withdrawal goods, हम लोगों ने बैंक से पैसे निकाले हैं, किसके लिए निकाला है? For the office use. So definitely cash is coming in the business. From where? From bank. So cash will increase by 5,000, but at the same time bank will reduce by 5,000. Okay, we have withdrawn cash from bank, so the bank balance is going to reduce by 5,000 and cash balance is going to increase by 5,000. Next transaction we have, that is cash withdrawal from bank for personal use. Okay, so first we have to find out the meaning of withdrawal for personal use. So you maybe remember कि हमने स्टार्टिंग में फर्स्ट लेक्चर्स में हमने डिस्कस किया था समथिंग अबाउट द ड्राइंग्स. व्हेन प्रोप्राइटर और द ऑनर ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन withdraw anything for their personal use, that is called drawing, and drawing is a kind of expense. Okay, and drawings basically decrease the amount of capital. Okay, so cash withdraw from bank for personal use, so this transaction will reduce our bank because we have withdrawn from bank. So the bank balance is going to reduce by 5,000. At the same time we have to reduce our capital account because all the expenses reduces the capital amount too. Okay, the next transaction is there. In that transaction we have goods purchase rupees 10,000 cash and worth rupees 5,000 from Mona in credit. So in this transactions we have mixed two different transactions, one of cash purchase and one of credit purchase. So first we can do one thing. First we have to find out the total purchase. because total purchase will increase our stock. So cash purchase is 10,000, credit purchase 5,000. So total purchase in the business is 15. So our stock is going to increase by 15,000. That is our first effect. Second, we have purchased goods of in cash rupees 10,000. So our cash is going to reduce in the business by 10,000. So what are the major effect? Sir, first effect is there. Our cash is going to reduce by 10,000, and secondly we have purchased goods in credit, so that's why creditor will increase by 5,000. So in this transaction stock will increase 15,000, cash will reduce 10,000, creditors will increase by 5,000. Okay, the next we have cash paid to creditors 4,800 in the full settlement. Okay, so we have to exactly pay 5,000 to the creditors, but in the full settlement we are paying him just only 4,800. It means we are getting discount of rupees 200. So first cash paid to creditors, we have paid cash, so cash is going to reduce by 4,800 because we are paying just only 4,800. So in this transaction your cash will reduce by 4,800, but your creditors will reduce by 5,000 because we are making payment of rupees 4,800 in full settlement, and there was a creditors of rupees 5,000 only. Okay, so cash will reduce by 4,800, your creditors will reduce by 5,000, and there is a difference of 200. That is a kind of profit because we are getting commission here, we are getting discount here. So if we are getting any kind of income, so definitely it will increase our capital amount. Okay, so this transaction will reduce our cash, which is the part of asset 4,800, and again it will reduce our creditors by rupees 5,000, that is part of our liabilities, and it will also increase capital by 200, that is also the part of liabilities plus capital. The next we have cash received from a debtors rupees 5,500 in the full settlement of 6,000. अब अपने को किसी डेटर से लेना था 6,000 लेना था, but we are getting 5,500 in full settlement. It means here we have allowed rupees 600 as a discount. So let's check what is the effect of this transaction. So here we are receiving money, that is of 5,500. So definitely this transaction will increase your cash by 5,500. At the same time, debtors, which is also the part of asset side, it will reduce by 6,000 rupees, and there is a difference of 500, that is a kind of loss for us because in the place of 6,000 we are getting just only 5,500 in the full settlement. So there is a loss of rupees 500, and this 500 rupees will reduce your capital. The next, bills receivable from a debtors rupees 2,000. There was a debtors of rupees 2,000 who gave us bills receivable. Okay, so bills receivable, that is also a kind of asset. So in this transaction our debtors are going to reduce by 2,000. Okay, at the same time our bills receivable will increase by 2,000 because we are not receiving money, we are receiving bills. Okay, which is equal to the debtors. So debtors will reduce by 2,000, and at the same time at the same place we have to increase bills receivable by 2,000. Transaction number 16, purchased furniture rupees 5,000. Buying of furniture, that is not regular transactions. So in this transaction furnitures will be considered as an asset. So here we have purchased asset. So whenever you will purchase any asset like land, building, vehicle, furnitures, motors, anything, okay, so at that time that particular assets we have to debit because in the business that particular asset is going to enter, that is going to increase. Okay, so in this transaction in cash side, furnitures account will increase by the same figure. Furnitures will increase by 5,000, and because of this is cash transaction, so that's why our cash will reduce by 5,000. So the net effect of this transaction, furniture will increase and cash will decrease. The next we have परचेज फर्नीचर फ्रॉम मोहन. अब इसमें हमने क्या किया, मोहन से फर्नीचर परचेज किया. अब मोहन से फर्नीचर परचेज किया, सेम थिंग. So furniture will increase in the business organization, so furniture increases by 2000, but we have purchased it from Mohan, so to whom we used to purchase goods in credit, they are called our creditors. So in this transaction much furniture will increase in the asset side, and in the liability side we have to increase our creditors worth rupees 2000. The next we have commission received in advance. If anything we receive in advance, then that is considered as liabilities, okay, because we are receiving money in advance before providing any services. So this transaction will increase one of our liability because of advance, that is of liability. So your liability will increases by 2000, and we are receiving in advance in cash, so at the same time your cash will also increase. So cash will increase as well as advance income will increase in the liability side. The next, depreciation charged on furniture. As we know, depreciation, that is a charge against the profit. It reduces the profit of the business organization, and as well as it reduces the value of asset. So this transaction will reduce the value of furniture by 10,000 because of 10% of 1 lakh, and 10% of 1 lakh, that is 10,000. Okay, so it will reduce furniture by 10,000, and capital will also reduce by 10,000. Sir, why capital? Because all the expenses and losses reduce our capital amount. And the next we have received interest from बैंक. हमने बैंक से रिसीव किया. सो बैंक कभी आपको कैश में नहीं देगा कि भाई ये इंटरेस्ट है रख लो. सो इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीजेस इन अवर बैंक बैलेंस. So bank amount will increase by that 100 rupees. At the same time, if we are getting any kind of income, so that income will also increase your capital. So this transaction will increase your bank as well as your capital. So last three transaction, rent outstanding. So outstanding rent, that is a kind of liability. So this liability we have to write in the liability side, of course. So it will reduce our capital by rupees 1000 because all the expenses or losses reduces our capital. Okay, at the same time, at the same place we have to write outstanding rent. Okay, so this transaction is going to reduce our capital by 1000 rupees, as well as at the same side we have to write one more liability by the heading of outstanding expenses. The next, interest on drawing charge rupees 500. So this transaction will increase our capital, okay, because we are receiving interest on drawing. So this is a kind of income, so it will increase our capital, but at the same time we are exactly not receiving that amount in our hand. Okay, so that we are not getting, so that is a kind of drawing which has been withdrawn by the proprietor for their personal use. So that's why at the same time it will reduce our capital. So basically there is no effect, overall no effect of this transaction, but this transaction will once increase our capital and at the same time it will decrease our capital. The next last transaction we have interest on capital charge rupees 500. So interest on capital charge, that is a kind of expense for the business organization. So that is expense, that's why it will reduce in the business organization out of capital. Okay, बट इट्स अ चार्ज अगेंस्ट द कैपिटल. ओके, तो ये हमारे कैपिटल को भी क्या कर रहा है, इंक्रीज कर रहा है. वंस वी हैव टू पे, तो वो हमको माइनस करना है, लेकिन हम एग्जैक्टली पे नहीं कर रहे हैं उसको. इट वॉज जस्ट ओनली द कैलकुलेशन पार्ट. सो दैट इंटरेस्ट विल always remain in the business organization. So that is a kind of income on other hand. So it will increase our capital. So two transactions are there, interest on drawing and interest on capital, which we have to once add, then after we have to subtract capital, interest on capital. First we have to subtract, then after we have to add. So this is the overall effect of these transactions. So just revise all these 23 transactions. You can do one thing, you can note down all these transactions. ठीक है, एक बार जब आप इसको नोट डाउन कर लेंगे, देन आफ्टर यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस विथ ऑल दीज ट्रांजेक्शंस. व्हाट इज द इफेक्ट, ओके, effect of this transaction in business equation. In the next video, in the next lectures, we will discuss over the transaction, how exactly we have to solve any numerical question and how we used to prepare balance sheet at the end. Okay, so before that you are requested to please go through all these 23 transactions, and before this lectures whatever we have discussed in our previous, so just go through that, then it will help you a lot to understand the actual numerical question. Okay, bye bye, Kokla.